Hello and welcome back to Robots That Don't Age. I am your beautifully bearded co-host Cody, and with me today is
Keyauni! Oh, Keyauni! Hello, everybody.
Keyauni. What have you been up to?
um, I'm sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought, you beautifully bearded motherfucker. Anyway, sort of thought. Um, I have been, I, what have I watched recently? I feel like I just finished, Gun Gale Online. It's an anime, and it's essentially like real life like virtual, it's like a virtual reality video game, but it's like so real that you can like feel shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like if you get like shot and stuff, but it was good. It was all right. I'm not really good at explaining, but Gun Gale Online, watch it on
not
Netflix.
gonna recommend it, but it's a VR game
Yeah,
apparently. VR game
yeah,
anime.
yeah. It's good. I liked it. I just don't. My brain doesn't have the capacity to be like, oh yeah, this, it's like this girl, she's like real tall, and she like wants to be this cute little thing, and it's like every time she goes into a game she ends up being tall like how she is in real life, and but then she finally goes into this like insane intense gun game, and she ends up being this cute little itty bitty pink chick, and she like fucking kicks ass. She like runs as fast as a car. She's like the best person in the whole fucking game. Like she'd be killing shit, but it's good. I like it. And I also have what is it called? I'm doing a giveaway for one of my paintings. So I've got that going on too. So I've basically just been trying to, push those things and whatnot. And I've also, that's pretty. Oh, I'm also doing these like custom evil eye things where it's just a bunch of like swirly eyeballs, different shapes of eyes on these like half moon canvases. I haven't sold any yet, but they were really fun to make, so I'd really like to do some customs of those. I think that would be a good fucking time.
The
And
fuck is
yeah,
a half moon canvas? Is it a canvas that just looks like a half moon? Is that it?
yeah, a half
Okay,
circle.
I mean,
I guess it's a half circle, but my ass is like, oh, it's the moon. It's a half moon.
well, the way you said it, I'm like, well, that clearly like it can't be as straightforward as it sounds. That must be like an artist thing. Apparently, I'm wrong. Fuck me.
Fuck me. It's pretty much it for the most part. I've been doing yoga a lot more lately, which is, oh, one more thing. Sorry. I have decided to do Puff and Paint Fridays on my TikTok live. So on Fridays, I will go live on my TikTok and we will smoke a little, and I will teach you how to paint something on a little 8x10 canvas. They're probably not going to be, like a huge deal. I'm going to be like, yo, we're going to paint a mushroom today. We're going to like, and I'll take suggestions and shit like that. And I have, and because they tend to cut your live if they catch you like smoking and shit. So if they cut my live, we will carry it over on my Instagram, which all of this is at Abundant Studio. And I've also made little, um, puff and paint kits if anyone is interested. It comes with an 8x10 canvas and a little 10 pack of paintbrushes and your own pack of classic raw rolling papers.
Ooh. How much would that wonderful package run you?
They are $5.99, and then shipping's like almost the same price. So roughly like, about $12 altogether, which I don't think is too bad.
No, that's extremely affordable. May I offer a suggestion for the puff and paint night?
Yes.
When you go to do the puffing part, instead of risking being cut from TikTok, how about you just walk out of frame and then walk back into frame exhaling?
That was the plan. The plan was to smoke off camera, but I've also seen people just like smoking a regular vape and it's not even bud, and they cut them just for blowing smoke. So, I've seen it happen both ways. Maybe it just depends. We're just going to try it out and see. But yeah, the plan was to definitely kind of smoke off camera because to kind of try and keep my live, up longer and whatnot.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah. But I thought that that would be really fun. And then, it's free, obviously, because, like, you don't have to buy a kit for me or whatever. And I'm just going to be on there live and, like, let's get high and hang out, guys.
That sounds pretty fun. And you said that
Yeah.
is every Friday, correct?
Every Friday at 8 to 10 Eastern time.
Okay, you guys heard it here second probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, is that all you've been up to?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've just been trying to figure out, different ways to move the business forward.
Yeah, sounds like you've been busy. For myself, I haven't been doing a ton outside of actual work, which is rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11 though because CJ managed to rope me back into trying it. And I got to be honest with you, it's fun. It's mostly because the Mortal Kombat movie's coming out and the Red Band trailer, fun fact, is actually the most viewed. And what kind of sold me on the upcoming movie, if spoiler alert, you haven't seen the trailer, there's a moment where Sub Zero, one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, basically starts killing a guy and cuts off his hand, and as blood shoots out of his hand in some sort of a geyser effect, he freezes the blood and then stabs the guy with it. So I'm kind of invested. I'm pretty in.
That sounds fucking epic. Like, that sounds fucking awesome.
And after watching that trailer 2 or 3 times, according to CJ, he watched it 200 times. I decided I'd go ahead and rebuy Mortal Kombat 11 on my PS4, and I've actually been having a great time with it.
I have been enjoying myself.
That's pretty much been the only new game I've been playing. Other than that, I have actually finished 2 books recently. Stephen
Nice.
King's 1922, which is about a 120-page novella. Out of all the Stephen King books I've read, this has probably been the one that I've had a harder time getting through. It's not
Mm-hmm.
particularly bad, but in comparison to like the Dark Tower series, The Stand, Salem's Lot, like all the other ones that I just couldn't put down. This one just wasn't quite as captivating. I don't know. There's a movie on Netflix which I'm sure probably tells the story pretty adequately for the time allotment that it has. Essentially, just for a quick synopsis, there's a man who owns 40 acres. He's a farmer and a husband, and his wife inherits 100 acres from her father, and she wants to sell it to a slaughterhouse company, butcher, whatever the proper term is. And basically, instead of letting her do that, he decides that as the man of the house, he's going to kill his wife and enlist their 14-year-old son to do it.
Oh. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
and that's not giving too much away because I'm pretty sure that's on the back of the book. If not, it happens in like the first 30 or so pages. It's a pretty interesting concept, but again, like in terms of all the Stephen King properties I've read, just not the one that I don't know I'd go back to right away.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been working my way through the Odd Thomas series by Dean Koontz.
I didn't. I've only seen the movie Odd Thomas. I didn't realize that they were books, and now I must read them.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there are about 9, and I am on the last one finally.
I'm ready for it. How have they been?
Well, I really enjoyed the series as far as like it's really well written. Odd Thomas as a character is fascinating. I do find there are some things that kind of annoy me, like there are a lot of one-off characters. I
Mm-hmm.
believe it's in Brother Odd, which is the second or third book. You meet someone here like, "Oh, this guy's probably going to be around for a while," and then he's just kind of not. In one of the last few books I finished, there was another character who I was like, oh, surely they're going to come back around. And I haven't heard from them yet, so I'm just kind of confused as to why in that particular book they were given such importance, but then they don't seem to be relevant again. But other than that, like, of course, they're just really well written books. I've enjoyed the series. If you haven't seen the movie or read the first book, there's nothing that quite amounts to that in terms of like the epic scale so far for me, but
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. That's why I've kind of went ahead and tried to get through all of it because it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I recently downloaded like all the like the Witching Chronicles from Anne Rice because I've already read all the vampire ones, so now I want to read the ones about the witches.
Yeah, I know you're a big Anne Rice fan, and I know we've talked about it a little bit, but like, what's the main appeal for you? I suppose is it just like really well
Um,
written?
yeah, they're really well written, and it's also like there is a lot of homosexuality throughout these books at a time when it was not really, like okay to be like out and about like that, but like it's just very, and it's also very like because you hear, I don't know, like let me not point fingers, but there's like vampire books where motherfuckers sparkle, and that bothers me because I don't know, these are very like I mean, like, yes, they fall in love with humans and they've got like all these other things, but like when it comes down to it, like they'll rip your fucking throat out. And it's just, and it gives you like the whole origin story of vampires and like where they came from and how they came to be, like through like a spirit and everything else. And it's really good. And it also has a nostalgic feel for me because, as fucked up as this is, like when I would go visit my dad on the weekends, he would actually, because he was reading them, like as a young adult, he was reading them and he would read us excerpts of these books when we were going to bed, which I don't know how the fuck it didn't give us nightmares, but I think that's part of the appeal for me as well. So, and then if
Okay,
you've
so it's like
ever,
a little bit of nostalgia.
yeah, and if you've ever seen the movie like Interview with the Vampire, have you ever
I
seen
have.
that? Yeah, that's pretty close. They did pretty good job in like, you know, referencing like, because you know a lot of times books and movies are so fucking separate that it's ridiculous. Like they actually did a pretty good job with that. They are some fantastic books and I really like it. I really like them. There are some parts that are a little slower and harder to get into, but it just touches on a lot of things. It touches on hell, it touches on witches, it touches on like these different beings they call Taltos. Like it's really neat.
I do have a couple more things to discuss. I'm sure that probably won't interest you quite as much as the people that are listening. No offense, but I don't think it's up your alley. So there's going to be a Netflix animated series for Terminator, which I could not be more excited about. I think, regardless of whether or not it's good or bad, I can ignore it if it's bad, or I can really fucking enjoy it if it's good. So it's not going to ruin my day.
So either way, you'll be into it.
Either way, I'm going to at least watch the first 2 or 3 episodes and then base that. Like, if I don't like it, I just won't talk about it, and it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. We'll just pretend it never happened. Repressed trauma.
They're, they're also making a brand new PvE, which is player versus environment aliens game, and it's going to be like 3 players versus a bunch of aliens in kind of a Left 4 Dead scenario. And again, even if it's bad, I can just pretend it didn't happen, but it looks really good so far. And as someone who just has been really into playing video games lately, this is going to be probably one of the better things coming out this year that I can look at. I mean, I think it's coming out this year. I hope it's coming out this year because this lineup does not look great.
I think it would be fun. It sounds like it would be fun. I feel like I would enjoy some shit like that. I hope there's a lot of like jump scares and shit. I like shit.
Oh
like
no,
that.
it's not going to be jump scares because that is
No.
lame as shit.
No.
No,
I
this is
love
going to be
that
more of
shit.
like
Like,
Left 4 Dead is like swarms of zombies coming at you. So this would be like a bunch of xenomorphs.
okay.
Yeah, more aliens as opposed to Alien, which you don't
Okay.
get. Because Keyauni, can you just watch the first 2 or 3 Aliens movies, please?
Yes, I can do that. I
They
I
have
feel like
androids in them. It qualifies for this podcast, and we can talk about it. And I love those movies.
the only ones that I've seen, which probably will make you want to smack the shit out of me, is Alien versus Predator.
I mean, look, I was a child once too. It's fine.
I was a child once too. You 30-year-old bitch.
Look, the first 2 to 3 Alien movies, I know a lot of people shit on the number or the third one. I like the third movie,
Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I will watch them.
but yes, we have the new Alien game coming, the Terminator animated series, which by the time this comes out, I'm sure will be old news. We might even have a little bit more, but I could not be more excited about that, and that's why I just wanted to talk about that real quick. And when we come back from this commercial break, we will be talking about Alita Battle Angel.
Hey you, sitting right there sipping your low-carb sissy beer. You gonna need to toss that shit right over your shoulder and lean on closer because I got an offer for you. Come on down to the Mobile BattleBot universe today to bear witness to some of the most brutal robotic combat ever seen. One that leans its accomplishments to the great and glorious Southern Engineer. Come put that master's in engineering degree to good use by throwing that shit to the side and show the world how innovative Southern-made ingenuity can save us all from a life of menial tasks, switching from one YouTube video to the next, perhaps a little Pornhub in between. Looking at you, Clyde.
My bad.
Bring a youngin' in and get 2 free cans of Primo WD-40. But this ain't just a take-home treat. Toss them sons of bitches in the arena and watch the robots glide gracefully while throwing death-bringing chunks of steel and sparks everywhere. What could go wrong? So come on down to the Mobile BattleBot universe today. located at Jimmy's Barn down the road from the old McGolden farm. You know, down by where we used to pick the honeysuckles. Come on down today. We'll be waiting on you.
And we're back talking about Alita Battle Angel, aka Alita Battle Bae. What's up? Fucking all right. So, Keyauni, how you feeling about this movie?
Okay. I mixed feelings. I've got mixed feelings. I feel like we started off pretty solid. Middle was pretty solid. I didn't like how things ended though. So I feel like the ending was a little too, I know we're jumping ahead, but I feel like the ending was like a little too just like open. I didn't like that it was open-ended in the way that it was, but I guess that leaves room for you to make more. You know what I'm saying? More movies, but like I just felt like it didn't really get to the point the way I wanted it to, but that's just
Since we're talking about, general issues with it. I don't want to be, rude, but the character Hugo, can we talk about how 2D he was?
Yes.
Flat, like, he's with his friends at the, what was it called again? The fucking motorball thing. He's like, we have to go. In the next scene, they're taking that guy out and everything is being tased. And like, I wonder who did that. And then everybody's like, it's Hugo and his friends. All right, what a shocker. I just didn't care about the guy, if I'm being honest with you. Like, he was kind of predictable and also kind of a shitty friend all around.
And kind of dumb. Like, he was just kind of dumb. Like,
pretty dumb.
And, since we're kind of skipping ahead, and in case all of you didn't know, there will be spoiler alerts. Spoiler.
If you've never heard any episode we've done, there are going to be spoiler alerts for what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, like, why didn't they just let him die in the first place? Why did he need to die twice? Like, why? For what?
Well, because Alita loved him, because she's not in control of the weak, and he needs to come back as a cyborg so that they can live forever in some sort of weird, blissful cyborg harmony, which is fine, but also, I don't get the appeal of Hugo.
I don't get it either. I don't. It's like the first boy that talked to her and fed her some chocolate, and she's like, "Oh, the bar is so low. He's only been scrapping my kind for years." At first, I really enjoyed it. Like, I really liked the whole, like, the in-betweenness of you have, like, people combined with cyborgs and how they've, like, really taken on the whole, both parts of things, how it was, like, integrated into the society. And I also liked how the city and the town just, like, looked like this hodgepodge of all these different cultures, and I really liked that. Like, I liked the feel of it. And at nighttime, I also enjoyed that it had a very, I feel like the imagery had a very, like, Sin City-esque vibe. And I enjoyed that as well.
I would say that's probably attributed to the fact that Robert Rodriguez is a big fan of Blade Runner, and it's kind of like a more shiny, polished version of that. And seeing how he's also the director of this and Sin City, it kind of makes sense that it blends the two together. And I will say, like, that's one thing I noticed. I did like the aesthetic of the city and the way everything looked. It was really polished and clean. It's a good movie. She clearly didn't have to struggle too much throughout most of it, except for, and I will say, like, there are a lot of scenes that I did love. The barroom brawl.
Yes.
Which is really fucking fun to watch.
Yes, I thought that was fun too, because I'm like, she is just fucking them all up, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, when she came in and, like, gave her, like, non-rousing speech, like, I was, like, laughing at her. I'm like, those people are... I'm like, okay, Captain Save-A-Ho, calm down. Like, none of them are gonna do what you want them to do.
You're the heroes of this city! I don't think anyone actually thinks that.
No. They get paid to cut people in pieces. Like, that's... we're the bounty hunters of the city, heifer. Ain't nobody the heroes. Like, you're the only one with a god complex over here.
There's like, one thing that also, immediately following that scene, where she, falls into the little hole with, what's his name? That guy that's been trying to kill her, and she basically, like, destroyed 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah. Why did she jump in that hole?
That dude. I don't know, just like, let's go tear this dude up. So basically, there's one thing that if you have a PG-13 movie you're allowed to say, it's the word fuck. You get one. So she used the line, fuck your mercy, and punched him in the eye. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, okay, that's the one that they get for this entire movie. And every time I think about that, there's only one scene I'd like to add that to. Are you familiar with Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith?
Probably not.
Okay. So, spoiler alert for that movie, but there's a scene where, like, Anakin goes in and, basically he's killing all the younglings and all the kids. And there's, like, one shot where he extends his lightsaber and you see, like, a room full of kids looking at him. He's like, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? And his lightsaber comes out. If I had to put the word fuck in any movie, that kid right away would have saw them like, fuck.
Fuck.
And that would be it.
Fuck.
That was the alright. Anyways, that's the one thing I thought of because you do get to use the word "fuck" once in every PG-13 movie, but it's rarely utilized.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that was like the worst looking chocolate, by the way, right?
Yeah, right. Like I'm just like that's fucking huge. Like what is this Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Like that is a big ass bar of fucking chocolate. Jesus. And it doesn't even look that appealing.
A giant chunk of milk chocolate, Hershey's, which you're like, oh, cool. I could see this being like, I don't know, an emergency ration for someone.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I did like his motorcycle. The big
Oh yeah,
one-wheeled
unicycle
thing. Yeah, like I liked that quite a bit. I also loved her huge anime looking eyes. Enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, those were fine. I mean, like you said, anime eyes.
Yeah. And okay, so like initially when she realized that the doctor was a hunter, like because at first she thought, because I definitely thought he was out murdering these women. Like, he's coming back with a suitcase and I feel like he's being all like weird and suspect with Alita. Like, I'm like, why are you so pressed and acting like this is your like precious child daughter when you literally found this person's body in a fucking dump?
Well,
like,
wasn't that okay? So you missed the part where that body was built for their daughter to have, like his daughter.
yeah, well, I mean, initially, like I'm saying, initially when I watched it, like, because I realized that after the fact, but I was like, bro, she's very clearly gonna be her own fucking like person, like she's gonna, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're trying to set up kind of early on, which is like that weird unhealthy relationship that he would eventually have to break from, but I don't think he actually did because he still looks at her as kind of a daughter. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
But now when he was like going out hunting and she's like, no, stop, blah blah blah, and when she was like going out when she thought he was fucking killing the people, the lady with the knives, like her spider moves when she was like all up on the wall, I thought that was really fucking cool. Like I don't know why I liked that so much, but I did.
Yeah, she had a great like 2 minutes on screen. It was pretty fun before she got absolutely devastated by this untrained bot who had no weapons but her bare hands. Alita, these hands, battle angel.
But I mean, she is technically trained because like her core is that of a fucking berserker, which I liked that's what they used. That's what they called them, were berserkers. And like that was her just fucking badass.
That is a pretty cool battle class. If she was in D&D and she was a berserker, I'd buy it. That seems to check out.
Yeah. I dig that. And I also like when they like took her out to the Hugo, like took her out and she like found a body that like resonated with her fucking core. And I was so irritated with him when he's like, no, I'm not going to put you in it. And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. Like if you don't just shut the fuck up and put her in the body that goes with her, like this is what she is. Like just do it. Like, cause she's about to go out and do all this extra shit. Like, I feel like that was a very like stereotypical like father-daughter power struggle, and I'm just like, ugh.
I don't want to be that guy, but a lot of this was kind of that very typical father-daughter struggle relationship type stuff, and a lot of it was a little tropey. Again, though, PG-13 movie, I enjoyed a lot of it, especially the action. You can tell like it has that Robert Rodriguez flair because he is a wonderful director, and he can make a hell of a kids movie. Because I didn't find myself being bored with any of it. I just thought that, like, I kind of knew where the character arcs were going, and I was really excited for all the action scenes.
Yeah, I definitely loved the action scenes. Like, I thought all of the fighting was fun as hell. I loved when she, like, flipped the knife or the sword up and fucking kicked it into the wall over his head.
I was really expecting her to just take that sword then and there, but I guess she had to earn it again. I don't know why. I would have been like, ha, winners, losers, bitch.
Like, it's mine now. And it was literally made for her body type anyway. Go fuck some shit up.
I think my favorite moment for her personally was when she, at the end there, started like messing up the giant Sentry security bots, and just like cut off the minigun and started dragging it. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
probably the coolest bad bitch moment you're gonna get from her. Or she's just
Yeah.
like casually dragging it behind her.
Like, I expected her to just, like, go in there guns blazing and just fuck everything up. And, like, I mean, she did, but she didn't. It's like it dialed down. Like, for some reason, I expected her to get to, what the fuck was his name? The evil person that they were all supposed to kill in the first fucking place. Him, I thought she was gonna
The
get
antagonist.
to him. Yes, the antagonist of the fucking story. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it started off so well. I'm like, this is it. It's about to be action-packed, popping the rest of the fucking time. And it wasn't.
Well, that's where they want you to really get invested for a sequel, which I think will happen.
Yeah.
Especially because Robert Rodriguez, has the star power he does, and he's going on to make a Boba Fett series or develop the Boba Fett series.
Uh-huh.
So if he really wants to make an Alita 2, I'm sure there's going to be nothing stopping him. I mean,
I feel like they would make another one.
That man is probably, like, I know we've talked about him in a separate episode, but he's one of the most creative and busier people in the industry.
Yeah.
He doesn't even actually live in Hollywood. So if he wants to do something, he'll just do it. He'll find a way.
He's a very talented fucking individual. I mean, overall, I liked the movie overall. I really did. Like, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It, kept me entertained the whole time I watched it.
I agree. It didn't feel like it was 2 hours. It was good. I liked watching all the action with Alita, especially before she even had weapons. And she was just like flipping around, kicking the shit out of those 3 cyborgs.
I really liked when she cut off that dude's face with his own fucking sword. She was just like,
oh, yeah. Very casual swipe up. My sword now.
It's mine, bitch.
I know I should have brought this up when we were talking about Hugo originally, but I kind of have an issue with another thing about this character.
It's fine. Go ahead. Because I got multiple notes on him.
Okay, so Hugo shit-talking session. I will say, Hugo's probably... I don't know, Okay, so Hugo. He needed to earn $1 million for this guy. And by the time Alita came around, he was 90,000 short.
So that he could go up.
Yeah. So he could go up to the city in the sky. You mean to tell me that he earned like 990, like all this money, 990-some thousand, just for this other guy, and he didn't want, that's so much money. I just don't get.
I know.
It's so weird to me that like I know he couldn't just get the money for the parts, and he was giving the parts to the guy to sell, but like take those skills and earn money otherwise, or find a way to just get
elsewhere.
That money. Right. Something about the vast amount of money you earned for this one guy so he can smuggle you up to a city is so bizarre to me that you could like have earned that money some other way. It's just weird. It's something about that bothered me, that he was only 90 grand short. And it's like, you earned that much money. You were that close. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, when he said he only needed 90 grand. I guess I didn't make that connection that he said he only needed 90 grand. But that guy, that Vector dude, he was running a fucking scam. He couldn't smuggle him up there. Just like he said, the only way he can send people up there is like with their eyeballs, brains, and hands, like the way he did with the ex-wife.
Right, and I'm sure he was manipulated since he was a kid. But I'm still like, the fact that you have a skill set or anything that could net you nearly that much money, it seems bizarre to me that you're doing all of that to earn this other guy that much money so you could hypothetically go up to the city. It's just weird that you couldn't, like, I don't know. You don't even know that's definite. You don't even know for sure that you're going to go up there. You have no proof. You're just doing this really barbaric shit, which is, by the way, just cutting up cyborgs and harvesting their organs in a really weird, fucked up way. I know we didn't mention that, but again, you should have seen the movie by now. It's weird. That part really bugged me for some reason, that he was so close.
Yeah. And that means how many people, how many fucking cyborgs have you been jacking fucking parts from? But then you over here making fucking goo eyes at a girl who is in fact a fucking cyborg. Like what? And the amount of money, like you could have done so much shit with that money. Like you could have built a very, very comfortable fucking life for yourself on the ground. Like what was the obsession?
From the looks of it, you could have just become a bounty hunter and earned the money the straight way and just lived down there. I know you wanted to go to this city in the sky. That makes no sense because you know nothing about it. Hugo, I'm disappointed.
And then, like, how could he be so dumb, like, having the whole conversation with Vector about Alita? Because he's like, so tell me about this girl. And he's like, oh, Alita? So, like, obviously he tells him about Alita, knowing damn well that because he had just cut that arm off of that dude, and then the big fucking Hulk smash looking motherfucker shows up with the same type of arms that you just gave to Vector. So you made that connection because it showed there was a whole part where he like looked at the arms, and he's like, oh, like I helped that man get those fucking arms. And he's like, you clearly knew that this man was working for Vector and coming after Alita, and you still were like, oh yeah, let me get drunk with you and tell you about my girl, bro. Like, fucking tool. Shut the
yeah, the character of Hugo is perplexing to me. I don't understand much about him. He has that weird change of heart at the end where he then rushes over to his friends and tries to stop them by yelling out their name in front of the cyborg they're harvesting. And then his friend dies for him, and he shows very little remorse before running away and immediately calling Alita to save him. I don't know. Hugo's weird. It's a character that baffles me throughout this entire film. Like, I really enjoy every other aspect of this.
Like, why didn't you jump on your motorcycle and scoot on away? No, you decided to run. I decided to limp away because that made more fucking sense.
Hugo's perplexing. I would like someone to explain to me exactly the point of Hugo. I'm sure there's like some reason why I get it. He's supposed to be there for Alita and like, make her do stuff or spur her on, but I don't get it.
Speaking of a moment with Hugo, I did like that the ex-wife had like a little tiny character arc there at the end. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to help you because somehow I've forgotten that I was a mother and, this, that, and the third. And she'd become this cold-hearted ass bitch, but she ended up helping Alita and Hugo in the end there, and I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, good on you, lady.
Yeah, look at your character growth. Good for you.
Yeah, look, good for you for pulling your head out of your ass. This is random as hell and kind of going backwards, but remember when they were in the bar and that, what's his name, the giant man, anyway, when he kills the fucking dog and then the old man chilling with all his little robot dogs. Like, I like that he's the only one that came down there to fucking help because he's like, anyone that doesn't like dogs, he's like, it's not all right with me. He like looks like old cowboy, the mustache man. And he had like this.
I saw that scene, I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, what the fuck?
Who are you referring to?
Oh, okay. He's only in the movie
I know the dog guy. I know the dog master, but he looks like who?
No, I said because he makes a comment about the big guy, and he's like, anyone who's not a dog person, he's like, I don't like them. I don't like that. I feel like the only reason he helped was because dude killed the dog.
When I saw that, I did not think they were going to go there. I was like, man, I need to adopt a dog now. I just need to do something to help. I felt so bad watching that scene.
I know.
It was the one moment in the whole thing where I really I wanted to pause it and just give myself a second. Like, just don't kill the dog, man. It's a cute little dog.
Don't kill the dog. Like, I feel like those are the worst. Fucking anytime an animal dies,
they just want to make you hate him, and it's like, well, I already didn't like the guy.
You didn't need to make him kill the dog. It's fine. Like, I already didn't like him. We didn't need to do all this extra shit, okay? Like, it wasn't necessary.
Speaking of not liking people, you know what else I didn't like? The fact that Hugo was so clean-shaven and just didn't have any chest hair. Like, man, it's just weird. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. No, I don't remember what I was... I don't remember where I was going with that.
Okay, Keyauni, do you have any closing thoughts?
On the movie? No, I mean, it was pretty good. Watch it for a good time. I would expect a second one at some point, because they left it very open-ended. But, I mean, overall, it was good, and I liked the action scenes. They were fun and kept my attention.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good movie. Like I said earlier, it's PG-13, so you can watch it with, younger people. You can only use the word fuck once, which obviously came up. It's enjoyable. The action's good. I didn't necessarily appreciate the characters as much, except for Alita. I thought she was really cool, especially just the just the extreme fuck you personality. I'll do what I want. That was kind of entertaining to see because she just kept doing whatever she wanted to do as opposed to what everybody else thought she should. Anyways, thanks for listening. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Robots Don't Age.
And you can follow me at Abundant Studio on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks for listening, guys.